Single-time microneedles, revolutionizing vaccine delivery and efficacy with microneedles to improve patient outcomes and streamline the healthcare supply chain. Our value proposition is simple. Our microneedle technology has the greatest chance to increase vaccine efficacy as well as vaccine supply chain to reduce vaccine access issues across the world and increase patient compliance with protocols. To do that, it's based on the research of Tan Doc Nguyen, who is an assistant professor of mechanical engineering at the University of Connecticut. He's an inventor with multiple patents, millions of dollars in research funding, but most importantly, has spent many years in the biomedical field and especially around transdermal patches and microneedle technology. The CEO, Jasdeep Singh, comes with multiple years of organizational experience from public to private, has led negotiations of up to $120 million contracts, and has organized a seed round for his cannabinoid company, 3BC. The problem that single-time microneedles is looking to solve is multifaceted. Number one is involving the humans and our own avoidance of pain. So injections are painful, especially for young children, and many people avoid them. Second of all is patient compliance. 10% of patients miss their second COVID vaccine, as well as 50% have not received a booster shot. Biohazards create an incredible amount of waste as well as cost for those administering the vaccine. There's a labor-intensive supply chain involved with healthcare workers and healthcare clinics spending incredible amounts of time to get these vaccines to the right people, and a resource-intensive supply chain, including refrigeration and other preservative methods that single-time microneedles seeks to solve. And that answer is, number one, through fully implanted microneedles. These microneedles are incredibly small, 0.3 millimeters. They fully embed themselves in the skin off of a transdermal patch. The patch is placed upon the skin, stays there for about 5 to 10 minutes, and is peeled off with the microneedle staying fully embedded. And the market edge to our technology is that the microneedle patch is not used for a singular injection of vaccine, but can be programmed and designed to deliver the vaccine over time or in doses that are spread out. So giving a 3-month immunological response or giving it at month 1 and then month 6, such as the hepatitis vaccine versus the flu vaccine. The efficacy of this has been tested out so far in vivo with small rodents and and mini pigs. For the pneumococcal vaccine, it was the microneedles were tested against bolus injections, and on the graph to the right, you can see that the days post-infection, the immunological response of the microneedles was significantly better than the bolus injections and significantly better than the control. That immunological advantage is also a histological advantage in that there was very little skin irritation seen over time in the pigs, with the patch being on for multiple days. The opportunity that the single-time microneedles is looking to take advantage of is the $16.4 billion vaccine market with a 12.6 compound annual growth, but even greater than that is the supply chain around it. Being able to reduce the sharps waste, being able to reduce the time and energy of clinics and healthcare workers, the single-time microneedles could be mailed to someone's house and through telehealth shown how to place the vaccine, when to remove it, and showing that the vaccine has compliance. In the market, there's only one indirect competitor, which means there's a very high barrier to entry, and we have already started to gain public and private support. The two business models for the company as we see it today are licensing, where the IP is licensed to large pharmaceuticals. They are able to develop a vaccine or the patch to fit their particular molecule, and the royalties are paid along with training to single-time microneedles. The second would be the proprietary development, where the vaccines and medications are brought into the company. The in-house development takes place, which means multiple SKUs are sent back to the pharmaceutical company. Ultimately, our biggest market advantage is that we are vaccine, medication, and company agnostic. We are able to design the patch to fit the need of the medication and of the people and the patients. The questions as an early stage startup is to gain insight into the medical device regulatory pathway. We've begun discussions with lawyers to determine the best way to market, plan for large mammalian models, develop funding priorities, and enrich our business model and plan. We want investors to understand that it's not just the efficacy and the facilitating of vaccines, but it's also the ability to change the healthcare market over the years. So single-time microneedles is looking to increase access as well as lower costs to vaccines, and it's something that will improve the lives of people in North America as well as around the world. Thank you.